Ahe GC News, Mima Obibia Akwaba. Na se when you subscribe to the channel that necessary over subscribe. What the other say over click the subscribe button. Now what barely notification. We understand you will be upload. Also once I can be a few years now what like video don't like video mind give us a thumbs up. Now share my offer for so now when you be here now wo hu ya airco. Afenyo tie and sema about Betuga into and seven. Besides, had the latest and hot piece in Kwana the Bremo in Jinzemo.
Wanted to put out this ruling to make sure say the NPP get their way. No, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the Kwabena MP. No, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, no, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Internal Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So, because the Supreme Court, basis be engineer, so they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Okwe's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, law, they have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying in Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply? And you say osno maame ene ne mma de ruling biaba e Supreme Court. Now, ruling no ebaye no you say obone tofa Chief Justice Torkornoo one judge for enan a nyina nsia a waka ho no ka ho nson emu enum say omo de omo gidipa say Alban Bagbin our Speaker of Parliament no na montuo anase djuma odino Parliament no sebio oka say MPs beye miensa ana enan omo de party dimu eba Parliament and omo say omo pese party na de omo bae no omo jai party no ho no omo contest independent no chere say omo ankasa seat no omo ja no ho no and the Supreme Court Madam Torkornoo any judge for a 9 eka no ho omo ye one judge for omo ye a 9 eka no ho oka ho omo ye num no omo de omo say chief Speaker of Parliament no ade na oye no Ghana de mbra ebo ye ho ban no we ndi mbra so unconstitutional. Judge for mienu a na omo ka judge for no hina man be nson no 2 of the 7 judges no Judge Tanko ene Justice Johnson Lovelace Johnson judge for mienu bu mo omo se dabi adia Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin ye no kwan so edi womrem in fact emra ekire se pepe kwan so na oyeye nti 7 judges omotena ase no emu enum a Chief Justice kan ho no omo se omo de Alban Bagbin ye oka se MPs na omo de party dimba Parliament and they almost say omo contest independent no sa judge for num no omo se Bagbin eka sa MPs no omo seat no omo gyato no 5 judges a chief justice kan no omo say enimrem ena mienu a omo ka nson no say da bi ewo mrem de Bagbin ye no ewo mrem inte no kre ne kwan so. Now say unya abotire na wo hwe asem a ebesi ni nyina asem ni nyina no say NPP for akọ Supreme Court say Emrabia Bagbin gina so eka say so obi ba parliament na or the party bi din eba parliament na party ni din ti na ote parliament na sani pane na adwene say okọ asa akọpre edien seat asa tena parliament na sa party na otene franka so e parliament no o just sa party no wo ho a che say sa party no se bi o seat no o ja no ho no adia na Bagbin embra o gina so no che say woja o seat no wo ho na o kopre seat ankrankra na independent a sa seat na e do ba no sa seat no technically obi ante so. Now from the ruling of the Supreme Court no obebusa say sa article na Bagbin gina so eka say sa de na MPs ni ye no enye inti omo forfeit omo seat no under which circumstance ena sa de sa article no under which circumstance na sa article no apply because some say sa de na nkofo ni ye no Bagbin eni hu kwan so beka say and they say omo free eye omo party mu eko independent omo nje omo seat nto enye mbremu a what time circumstance ben and there was a sa eye sa embra no ye gina so ka say obi ato emra e wo parliament because says ye wo mra wo hosa na say Bagbin e use mra no na say NPP for Supreme Court na Supreme Court say sam mra na e wo say e kire say obi forfeit the seat and seat ni nya ne dia biam no Supreme Court say omo ngi ntum say Bagbin e use sam mra na question be say busa e Supreme Court say when and what circumstances and a sambra no apply time bang inti e kire obi akuobi ansa ne akase wa 15 seat and as a dia so at this point no ye wo mbrafo fro bi wo ha Bagbin betime use say so obi ba parliament na say ofri ne party mu na say okase on ne party nantibiom na oja ne seat to so okopre independent a mbra ben biem na ende yengina so and case sa nipa ne seat no on tisu biem. Is there another article? And that is the basic question Ghana ni bi onim nyanse be busa Supreme Court because say emra ewowa Bagbin ejina so editu sa na mo no mo say emra sebio Ghana constitution itia dia edi emra ena say Bagbin ende okase opeso gina so etake sa decision na onjina so what when what exact what at which under which circumstance can that decision be taken or that the article can be applied? Under which circumstance can that article be applied? Because the article Bagbin gina so no parliament standing orders parliament constitution is the Supreme Court going to give Bagbin another article for him to use in case as some way ever told him, because it is still a pending issue before him, and as a Speaker of Parliament he needs to take a decision. Now if the Supreme Court is saying say that article no gina so take a decision no, it is not constitutional, so which article? Because the constitution has stated it clearly. So obi ura parliament no otu sa na mona or send the panija the city so into what article should we today, if Speaker of Parliament sits down, which article, what article should he base his decision on? That is a tricky question, and that is a question I should say our Supreme Court is overstepping, and the judiciary is now basically working for the executive. Because you cannot tell me say we see public toilet and a public toilet no catch say a man kwan kosa public toilet no so ya bema na wura ho a watomra mra ewo kuruma ye nyina ye den yeton. Now a few months ago asimesi a ya friend amwako ekowura ema toilet no so ene ye chi no ye de be gina wo ohini nanim no o se webu mra so every say ye wo mra eda ho a e kire say so wura ema toilet a yanka say wura ho Monday and Tuesday yankasa owura ho January ana February yankasa owura ho December ana said in January yesi se owura emma toilet ne so a wabu mra into a few months ago Kwame Amuako ewura mra ne toilet ene ye chi ne begira wo ohene nanim ena oka kire saa nipa ne se wewura mra toilet. You did not care the day, the time, the year. But as far as we were in bar toilet, no, Emrana Ebokro who by say, I will see a chowisu. Emma Wujina so as Ohineno, a Chakwami Amwakunsu. Now, yet Tihana, a yadian, Nipafo echo ra in bar toilet so. Nipafo echo ra in bar toilet so. Yakoyi Nipanaba yana, na eye, would this year ba kwa, obetumi abedia konya. Now, a chromo for Eddie Nipan by no catcher or Senana Nipa wakase ma ode embrato was a mobile in bar toilet so no, and Kojo Poku eura ma toilet and so. If we nana noa, Kojo Poku do this year Kojo Poku do yananta, Kojo Poku ya this year dear, yen to me chanisu, na Kojo Poku no, yan man warning. This is what we are seeing at the Supreme Court today. Mike Okwe did the same article and the catcher Ghana for say a year for Mina MP no on cross the carpet not only MPP in Koya business. MPP for did not see anything wrong with it. The same parliament, BBS society, the same standing order, the same article. And the NPP for was Supreme Court, Emma Supreme Court catcher say the rules are the same, the character has changed. Nipa na commit crime no omo and commit crime na ye kan ho asem no omo different from the commit first crime no adentra they are affiliated to the NPP, and that is what the Supreme Court wants us to believe today. And intra mibusa say at what circumstance and at which circumstance and that article can be applied, when can it be applied? Because when you read the document, so we read the article 17, we read the new standing orders are. Already 18 now. Vacancy other than resignation. Uko article 97(1) B to E, G and H of the Constitution. It says this. That is the standing orders, new standing orders of Parliament. Or say the Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1B to E, G, and B and H of Article 97 of the Constitution. The Speaker of Parliament came to Parliament and announced to Parliament that these people have vacated their seats. So why are we today in Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us Ghanaians to say that same article that the standing orders recognize, the Supreme Court does not recognize Parliament standing orders. That is where we are getting to. And it's a simple question say. So the article the Supreme Court for Gina so eka say in fact I was say the Alban Bagbin enimbrem. The question is at what time, what circumstance and article 97 and then what time does it apply? When can we use it? When is the best time to use that article? So we Speaker of Parliament in now. Also Supreme Court catch Alban Bagbin. Say this is a time also uses our article way because they did not give specification when the article can be used. Because in the standing orders, it is clear that this is the right time the article can be used. And in the standing orders, it does not state to say it can be used 2 months to elections or 3 months to elections or 2 years to elections or the first day a government takes over. The article, the standing orders, it applies any day when that happens. So Speaker of Parliament, whether it is a week to elections, a month to elections, a year to elections, the article and the standing orders tells him this is what you need to do. And Speaker Alban Bagbin followed through and announced to Parliament that your colleagues have forfeited their seats and going independent. So this article applies. Their seat is vacant. So I want to ask the Supreme Court, at what time does this article apply? And you see the funny thing, because they wanted to put out this ruling to make sure say the NPP get their way, the day before the ruling came out, the Attorney General came to tell Ghanaians to say, Mike Okwe's ruling then, which favored the NPP. I'm talking about the former MP, the Attorney General quickly came out to say it was unconstitutional. It means they knew that if they don't say that the first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, whatever the Supreme Court will do today, it will be against the first ruling. So what they had to do quickly was that the Attorney General will come and tell us, Attorney General say that first ruling by Mike Okwe is unconstitutional, so that it creates a window for the Supreme Court to make this judgment. So because the Supreme Court, basis they cannot rule on this matter until somebody tells us to say the first ruling is unconstitutional. They will use the precedent to say that this one too is unconstitutional. And Nuntina, they waited and for the Attorney General to first come out to say Michael Okwe's ruling was unconstitutional, and they will base on that to say that then this is also unconstitutional. That is why I'm asking the Supreme Court to say, so at what point, at what time, at which circumstance, and you bet to me, like I said, this article 97 can be applied. When? Time bang. Why are you making a mockery out of yourselves at the Supreme Court? Because we are still expecting the Supreme Court to tell us, because now that they have all the powers to enter Parliament and interpret parliamentary laws to us, they should tell us when that article can be applied. When? Is it when a parliamentarian dies, or somebody shoots somebody in Parliament, or somebody goes naked in Parliament, or somebody brings all the flags from their constituency to come and fill a seat they sit on in Parliament? When does that article apply? Because now we have been made to believe that the Supreme Court is the creme de la creme, law. They have been able to even infiltrate Parliament, enter Parliament to take over parliamentary proceedings. Now they are saying Parliament. That is why I'm sending this message to the Supreme Court. When does that article apply? When does it apply? You see, there's something this MPP they are doing, and they think Jimmy. You Afenyo Markins man steady ahun. You may be at the beto abonten no be menu meduru. Some judges be no meduru or there mo meku omo. Some people, if you don't slow down, Afenyo Markins no sam nkwasiafo no. Se bo careless ahun. Enya nipa bi ne sometimes dey ni to omo ni ma. You may be go abonten no. Mumu bi mu be no meduru or them. This clearly is embarrassing. This ruling from the Supreme Court, it is totally embarrassing. And you know what hurts here? The Supreme Court is basically telling us, Parliament, Jimmy, their own standing orders, to me, you see. Into Ochina, you know another Speaker of Parliament. For a article being and then country Parliament says somebody has forfeited their seat. Their article no so because you are telling us that the standing orders are unconstitutional. Article being, you see, sometimes when you are nipa na mugu Supreme Court or munya nyamio, asemna eto judges in 1982 the bibe to Monday. I'm telling you, what happened to the judges who were shot and burnt alive? It can happen to any of you guys. You people should not see yourself say you are above the law. You see, human anger, when you push it to its limit, it can do things that at the end of the day, we are not regret it. Let not your actions push human to that level. I am running at the Ghana. So we all need to adhere and make sure Sambrano are protecting Obia. You cannot be selective with the law. It is bad. But see, 1982 judges na yeku it is because of actions bi omu take here and the man nipa bi di moja show etwa agyatu omu bo mutirimutu. And let me tell you, the same human beings who left in 1982 are the same people who live here now, today. They have not gone anywhere. They are still living with us. So they have not changed. Those people we see said they were Christians in 1982. No, they are the same Christians we are living with. Those we saw said they are Muslims in 1982. No, they are the same Muslims we are living with today. So nothing has changed. It is your actions. It will bring the monster out of them again. And history always repeats itself when some people think they can suppress it. And that is what we are seeing in our judges, in our courts. We are not supposed to see the court being extraordinarily biased like this. This is wrong. It is not good. I am a Ghanaian. I should respect the Supreme Court, and I respect the Supreme Court. But people cannot turn the law upside down and use the law against the people. How can the Supreme Court go to Parliament and say that their own standing orders is unconstitutional? The question here is, so that article, when can it be applied? When? What time? And during what situation? Because there needs to be a situation for that to be applied. Into otchere, when the speaker announces to Parliament, they say MPCB through the articles, they have forfeited their seat now. Unusual article being in Parliament to tell parliamentarians in Parliament. So are you trying to tell us, say, the Supreme Court today, they have taken out a constitutional article, binding a protected Parliament away? No. You can't do that from the Supreme Court. Because when you do this, it means you are taking away the High Court powers. Now, is anybody going to go to High Court again? No. Why should anybody go to the High Court if there is an issue like this in Parliament? Have we forgotten? The Supreme Court, have you forgotten there's a High Court there? And that your ruling can affect the High Court? Right now, why should anybody having an issue at the Parliament of Ghana go to the High Court for interpretation? Because you have actually said that the Constitution, the standing orders in Parliament are not constitutional. So why should anybody go to High Court to seek interpretation of standing orders in Parliament? What is the Supreme Court doing? You are overreaching. From day one, Afenyo Markins, like Chachuchi Kata said, came for an interpretation of 97G. That's it. You interpret that and you tell him to go back to Parliament. Let them go and fix their own problems. You don't overreach. You don't try and let Parliament feel like they are stupid. No. And this ruling is clearly what you, the Supreme Court, you are trying to do. You are trying to tell Parliament they don't have even the intelligence to understand their own standing orders. That's why I'm asking Madam Torkornoo and the Supreme Court, at what circumstance, when can that article be applied? When? What should happen for that article to be applied in Parliament? That is a question that we all need to answer. You see, time assembly ending or court ended. The Chief Justice and the 4 judges we can hear 5 cars say I 5 against 2. No, the NPP went out there and they started insulting Alban Bagbin. Suddenly, they started putting flyers out. Alban Bagbin or a Kronfo or Yewi, and it came from the Bawumia Campaign. Oh, Alban Bagbin by a speaker, we do $1.4 million. Well, they try to denigrate the man. This is the NPP. Almost free quarter and almost started releasing those flyers in the system. And I know Alban Bagbin has seen all of them. I can tell Alban Bagbin who was behind those flyers. Who actually gave the green light when it should be released. It came from the Bawumia Campaign. That they should go out there and destroy the man's image at their own nimno. Young fan channel, so I call you 1.4 million. Alban for 8 years, he was Alban Bagbin after end ruling in the who say NPP for Alban Bagbin. This is the NPP, and this is what they do. So after the insult, after denigration, after telling the whole world to say Afenyo Markins, say Speaker of Parliament thinks he's a madman. He's madder than him. He thinks he's an emperor. He's a stupid man. He should come to Parliament. I reaffirm my utmost respect for your office and service to our nation. He is now saying to Ghana, say, honor the or respect Alban Bagbin pa. Na emuno Alban Bagbin be Parliament ni enye juma oya boa. Ebi Alban Bagbin ebeye. Ebia Alban Bagbin be sa court no be sa Parliament na ma Afenyo Markins. Kwasia wensema okafa Alban Bagbin hu kurum ha. The insult Afenyo Markins ne papa on to Alban Bagbin 1 minute. Afenyo Markins. Kwasia we because of politics. This filthy dirty guy because of politics. He stood on national television telling Alban Bagbin, say he thinks he's an emperor. He's a foolish man. He thinks he has too much power. He's corrupt. This foolish fool. Oye na osono maame. A man the open or say, Alban Bagbin, I respect you. Until Alban Bagbin should get up in the morning and say, thank God, Afenyo Markins respect me. NPP for the falsehood they've spread about me, I don't care. Let us. Oh no, it does not work like that. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. Afenyo and the NPP pigs. It does not work like that. That is not how the world works. It is suddenly all the things you said about the man, the insult, it should go away, it should disappear. So you are extending a hand to the NDC, they should come. You are telling Ghanaians that you are a leader, you want parliament to be open. Now parliament papadia. Kwasia biba parliament papadia. I don't know, Supreme Court maybe a parliament now. Kwasia ba I don't know unfair or sonoma Mr. Ombra no for kissing baby, no on chair parliament now. This is the foolishness. Mama me pele. Afenyo Markins. Mama me pele. Mama me pele. And I'm about to TV so can kwasi asem. Adan Alban Bagbin there. Onyo obi anka bi mano. You denigrate an honorable man in the whole MPP. You cannot get a credible man in the MPP or the Alban Bagbin kwa. No MPP person can meet his credibility. Nobody in the MPP. Why? The success he has chalked in his political career, there's nobody in the MPP who can compare himself to Afenyo. Compare himself to Alban Bagbin. Kofor. He comes close. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin's credibility in politics. Kofor. Me say, mo papa Kofor. About credibility and the experience and the success a person has chalked in our politics. He does not come close to Alban Bagbin. But I'm quite afford to say much did not tell me because or your tenny because my dream no or your NDC ni in nine mo pele. Me say mo share MPP ni munyina from Atakura kwasi campaign ni be see the last messenger. Why na what MPP mua or better than what to Alban Bagbin when it comes to the success credibility in politics. Ewo munya nipa baako. Wana hakman ewusu ajiman. Michael Kwe. Wanya mo papa ko ankasa ohun Alban Bagbin obu ni mu ase. Why are you people like that? I don't know what Jimmy sa. I don't know what Tigana would so be a Jimmy. Would you so be a Jimmy? Everything should come your way. Is it today you know say you have respect for the man? Kwasiakura to say whoop credibility. You Afenyo Markins, you are not even supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. You're Jimmy Ntra. The General Legal Council is full of party fanatics and party butt lickers. And Afenyo Markins, you are not supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. You Afenyo Markins, you're a rapist defender. How did you even get here? But you Jimmy Ghana. Jimmy we nam na opo o Jimmy na Keti amon kwasia no sidi nechi. That is why we are here today. Keti amon na kwasia. Hwe ni Jimmy Keti amon oni certificate impose or the lawyer wo Ghana. Nipa fin we mu nam Ghana. Ena omodi bibia to ye trim so mu ni nyansa. Nyansa ben pa na Keti amon onimu asase we so. Okasa se ponko. Yeah pa kwasia we akoton ship Keti amon Japan and body trim tu. Kwasia we akoton Ghana ship edi. Esa nam Ghana e post ponko. Then we entertain such political insects, filthy, stinking things. Then yet Ghana say pesi achichere Ghana. America you been jam. There are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. As much as the Muhuno TV suni no, there are people we respect. Let's wait for what Alban Bagbin will do. So Banyansafo the American Robert say there are people we respect. And there are people we really respect. Let us wait and see what Alban Bagbin will do. It will determine the end. I don't know much. But the things I know, so we man count to me that Ghana. I don't know much. But the things kakrana minimuno, so we man also no pa and come power ID home, no to abate your MPP. You have no idea. But there are some people we respect, and there are some people we really respect. Let us see the reaction from Alban Bagbin. And Alban Bagbin's reaction will decide what will come next.
No, what you go, Mikhail said, GCD so and now we're not. So we don't subscribe, yeah, let's just say over subscribe. Now, what like it, happy, watch a video, the map of so and maybe now won't. Also, get me a chair or a fire and some way a walk comment box in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.